Just when we thought the Dolphins were good. And I didn't want, because there's that very passionate, unreasonably loyal to Tua Tagovailoa group that I call Two and On. Many call them Two and On now. The idea that, say anything bad about them, they're going to come after you. But come on, hey, I tried to find the silver lining in this 7-game winning streak. What they did to the Ravens on that Thursday night. I love what they do, putting the 7-8 guys at the line of scrimmage. You don't know who's going to blitz. You don't know who's going to drop into coverage. It creates mass confusion. I thought they would have better luck with that yesterday. But the offense really is the problem. And I hate to keep coming back to Tua, but it seems like, Mike, we got 9 games on at once. And every time I looked up, Tua was like missing a guy on a 5-yard pass, and then there was the moment where he rears back and the ball goes one way and the arm goes the other. And, to the extent that he was quieting the talk about Deshaun Watson in one afternoon in 3 hours, I think that was enough for Stephen Ross, the owner of the team, who was the one that was pushing for Deshaun Watson, to resolve after the season the push for Deshaun Watson is going to resume.
Well, listen, I agree. So they lose 7 in a row. They win 7 in a row. Tua playing more efficiently than anything else. He's completing just under 68% of his passes for the year. But the thing about it is the ball's not going down the field a lot. Jalen Waddle, your leading receiver, is averaging 10 yards a catch. You're seeing, go look at some of the other top receivers. It's 13, 14, 15, 16 yards a catch. The ball's going downfield more. So this game plan doesn't seem to have the confidence for Tua to whip it down the field a little more because I'm just looking at their receivers now. Their top two receivers are averaging 10 yards a catch. Now, one's a tight end, but still, it's not going down the field enough. It's not anywhere near a prolific passing game. And what kind of a running game do you have going forward? So you ask yourself the question. You come in with a top defense, and that's Brian Flores' specialty, on the defensive side of the ball. Do you have an offense that you feel can be good enough, and is it led by someone good enough to carry you if you need to be carried? And that's going to be the decision. And listen, I get it with Tua. He's a nice guy and people like him and all that. But listen, it's not about being a nice guy or not. It's about what kind of football player you are. Can we lump the team on your back? Not all the time, but when we need to, because I just said the same thing about Tannehill. I don't think the Tennessee could be a team that you go pass crazy on and be that successful. They need to be complementary, so that's fine. But can you at times count on Tannehill? We found out that we can. Can you with Tua? I don't know. When you need to really get it down the field, I don't know. And that's what the Miami Dolphins have to ask themselves and then answer. Does the Deshaun Watson, situation rear its ugly head? It's going to somewhere. As someone, we all believe, you tell me if I'm wrong, somebody is going to trade for him and have him on their team next year. I have to believe. So does that talk start up again? And if it's not Deshaun Watson, is it, well, okay, Tua is our guy, but we're going to have an eye out. This is who we love right now, but we have wandering eyes that maybe we might be looking for somebody else.
Well, and when you consider how good they've been with a quarterback who does limit the offense from time to time, if not more often than that, there are plenty of other guys that may be available and may be interested. The Russell Wilson conversation. Where is the grass greener for him? Well, it's greener in Miami. And even Aaron Rodgers, if he decides to leave, Denver has looked like the ultimate destination. But you're looking for a place where you think you're going to have a better chance to be ultimately successful than where you currently are. And the Dolphins have a lot of pieces in place, and that defense makes them a very attractive destination for quarterbacks out there who have options, who are looking for other places. And the Dolphins, I think, will have options when the time comes to look for an upgrade. And this isn't an anti-Tua take. He didn't make himself the 5th overall pick in the draft. He didn't select himself over Justin Herbert. He got put in a tough spot. Why? Because the owner of the team, and Mike, I know we got to move on to the next game, but this is a good opportunity to hammer home a point that I think fans don't really grasp, because the owners do their best to hide behind the curtain and let others in the organization be the ones who take the blame when things go poorly. Owners make it known what they want to do. And one of the privileges of being a billionaire is you rarely have to give a direct order. There are ways to make it known to the people who work for you, who are smart enough to do what needs to be done to continue to work for you, what you want. And Ross wanted Tua, period. So Ross got Tua. He wanted Joe Burrow. He wanted to move heaven and earth to get Joe Burrow, and he was right about that. The Bengals wisely said, no thanks, no thanks, no thanks. We're not trading out of the top spot. So then he wanted Tua. Justin Herbert was never a conversation. Get Tua, get Tua, get Tua. And now it's get Watson, get Watson, get Watson. But these owners have a huge influence. And they're the one constant, because they can't be fired, in the dysfunction that can happen for teams. And, the Tua is there because of Ross, and Tua may get supplanted because of Ross. And supplanting him may be the right move, because maybe he should never should have been the fifth overall pick in the first place.
At the end of the day, it's right. It's their money. They can take their ball and go home, or they can take the ball and say, I'm making the decisions. And the really, really good organizations have conversations, right? And maybe sometimes they need to be family, because listen, is there a owner that wants to make a decision more than Jerry Jones? Just go back a few years. He wanted Johnny Manziel. He was talking a lot with his son saying, no, Zach Martin's the guy, and that's going to pay off. The way Zach's going, he's going to walk into the Hall of Fame. And we see that Johnny Manziel didn't have a career. So obviously owners have made good calls and have made bad calls, and potentially bad calls. Who else can be there to maybe talk some sense in, or, do you just throw your hands up and say, well, that's what the owner wants, and that's what the owner's going to get, and then we're going to have to live with it.
The thing I respect most about Jerry Jones, and it's taken me about 30 years to fully appreciate this, he at least puts his name on it, Mike. He's not hiding. He's not whispering. He's not letting others be the ones, like in New York, where the Maras force others to be the fodder for the back page criticism, even though they're the ones stirring the stew. Jerry Jones stands there and he waves the spoon around. Look at me. I'm the one making these decisions. And I got to respect that, because there are people out there a lot closer to Jerry Jones than you realize.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.